the lore of every Forsaken survivor. Now, welcome back to another one, y'all. Now, really quickly, stop the music. Now, you might see my room is a mess. My bed is not made like usual. It's because I'm in a rush. And you're like, well, Cozy, you had all day. I didn't have all day. I woke up really late. Yesterday, I was up in the stew. Then I woke up, rematch. Beta was extended. And I got some things to do, you know, in 30 minutes. And this is literally the only time block where I can make these reaction videos. I know I need to be responsible. But that don't mean nothing, bro. We still got this video right here. Now, a lot of y'all was telling me the lore I reacted to was the ARG lore. And it wasn't the actual lore of like a lot of these characters. And so I found this video right here. Y'all said, watch Survivor lore, but don't watch Explained. Don't watch the Explained one. Somebody told me don't watch this one. So we're not. We're going to watch Flush's video instead. And we're going to learn about this lore. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys want me to play the game. I have footage. I just haven't got around to editing it. So like I said, latest, it'll come out Monday. So tomorrow we'll have some Forsaken gameplay for you guys. And yeah, let's get into this video.
Traps the survivor. What is the lore of the survivor?
Also, go check out my music at IsiahCozy.
In Forsaken. You may be surprised, but even though they're considered the good guys, many of them did something horrifying to get themselves trapped in the world of Forsaken. If you don't know, Forsaken is this alternate reality where the main villain, the Spectre, traps these survivors and kills them over and over again for all of eternity. But why? Why these specific survivors? Well, we'll start off with Noob here.
Okay.
So in Noob's description,
So is these, you know, I'm gonna just let him explain it before I ask these dumb questions.
they're described as being scared but still pushes on, wanting to find a way to escape out of the world of Forsaken. Yeah, you can even see it in Noob's expression. He's always seen to be scared and nervous.
Why would he not be scared?
To other survivors, he's constantly stuttering, again displaying his nervousness. But that wasn't always the case with Noob. See, Noob used to actually be cheerful and even playful back in the day.
I believe
He
it.
used to be friends with Guest 666. The two would always hang out and everything would be happy, but then something would happen, and this something would cause them to stop hanging out. And we don't really know what exactly caused these two to stop being
Ongoing
friends. I'm
lore?
sure that'll be revealed once Guest 666 is released as a killer. Many people believe he'll be the next killer right after Noli. But yeah, it was losing
Noli?
this
Who's Noli?
friendship with Guest 666.
Bro, when do
and it
these
was
updates drop? How can I, bro, y'all need to keep me up to date, yo. Like, join my Discord, let me know, DM me something. I'll give one of y'all a mod or something just to keep me up to date with Forsaken stuff, bro, because I'll be out the loop. I don't know where to get this. In real life, I really don't be looking at Forsaken, bro, I promise. But when I'm on the content grind, when I'm on my YouTube life, hey, Forsaken is what y'all want. Forsaken is what I got. But I would love to be up to date so that I could give you guys everything, you know, as quickly as possible. I don't want to be late to the party. You know, sometimes for a lot of other communities, like Sonic AI memes, that's something I do on my channel. It's really popular. I haven't reacted to that in like a month, I think. I'm 3 weeks behind it. Somebody's watching this and they're probably mad because they're like, oh, so you do know. I'm waiting. But no, bro, I promise life for me goes by way quicker than for y'all. Not only am I older, but also I don't got school or like a regular job, like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, these days be going like this. And I'm trying to get better at, you know, staying more in the present and trying to get things done. I'm also human. I know it's hard for a lot of y'all to comprehend. But, you know, I got my own struggles and things of that nature. So I'll be trying to do things when I can. Either way, back to the point. Please keep me updated, guys. Let me know. Just all you have to do, right? Comment on my latest video that I released with something that's an update. And I probably will be able to see it because I'll be looking at my most recent comment. So either way.
Was Noob much distraught, pretty much leaving him to be quiet and withdrawn from talking to
Or one more thing about that, if I put in the community tab, what should I do or what should I react to, that's also what I'm looking for recommendations and suggestions from you guys. So
other survivors. Not only that, but one day Guest 666 would also just
I do it once a week. I'm sorry. I know. Okay.
talking to the other survivors. Not only that, but one day Guest 666 would also just disappear, and him disappearing is kind of a reference to him getting banned from Roblox. Yeah, it was actually Builderman that would ban Guest 666, but Guest 666 is unaware of this, so most of his hatred is going to be towards Noob, because he actually thinks that Noob did something really bad. And we also know this because in the lobby, if you go to the box right here, there's actually a letter that's written by Noob. Yeah, so this is Noob here saying, "Hey 666, mixer, aka Guest 666, it's Noob. And then unfortunately, a lot of the letter is censored right now, but you do see words like how he regrets so many things, and there could have been many things that would have prevented what happened that day. Again, we don't really know what happened,
so
but
Noob
it does
is a
seem like
then.
Noob is in the wrong. And looking at the model of Guest 666, he doesn't look like he's gonna forgive Noob right away. Yet the rest of the letter ends with, you feel as if more of the censored text will reveal itself later. So yeah, it looks like in the future, we're gonna see exactly what happened between the two.
Probably the new update.
So Builderman,
I'm gonna go crazy when the new update come out.
Big boss of Roblox.
I'm trying to make sure I play through every, so basically my idea for releasing the gameplay videos is gonna be like every episode is gonna be like a new character. So the one that's gonna release for y'all, I'm gonna be playing Chance, and after that it'll be Builderman and some killers, tossed in.
HQ, and as a promise with
and also tournament content and
both of them are going to do everything they can to help everyone. Now, not much is known about Builderman at the moment. Again, we do know that he is responsible for banning Guest 666, but again, he's unaware about this. But I'm pretty sure once Guest 666 is in the game, he's gonna find out the truth. Yet, something to note about all these survivors is that in some way, shape, or form, they've all done something wrong to the killers. Like next up we have Shedletsky. So to state the obvious, he's friends with Builderman. Again, they both made a promise to help everyone else in Forsaken, but Shedletsky actually holds an extremely dark secret, something that the other survivors don't even know about him. See, the secret that Shedletsky does not tell any other survivors is that he is the actual creator of 1x1x1x1, the other killer in Forsaken. Yeah, if you read Shedletsky's information here, the first thing that's read is Blame John, his first name. And if you read 1x1x1x1's bio, it reads the physical manifestation of pure malice, hatred, and negativity himself, the one who despises no one else more than the former admin Shedletsky. And even in his abilities, mass infection, it says right there again, Blame John. Yeah, this is a reference to a forum post from a long time ago that talked about the whole 1x1x1x1 myth, and it says here, he mentions the evil 1x1x1x1, so that's where the name comes from, Blame John. This is a real post from an actual Roblox admin, which yeah, John is the whole creator of this myth, but in the world of Forsaken, 1x1 is literally the embodiment of hatred. Like when
I'm not gonna lie, this is fire. No wonder it's so popular. They got the lore, they got the game, they got these characters, they got like, I ain't gonna lie, if they drop animations with this and hire me for the Forsaken team. I'm telling y'all, bro. Let's make some art.
Shedletsky is the only survivor left in a round, and the killer is 1x1x1x1. The song will change to The Creation of Hatred.
That song is crazy, by the way.
1x1 wants nothing but to kill Shedletsky, and this is a secret that he won't tell the other survivors. See, Shedletsky is actually afraid of telling the others that he personally knows 1x1. He doesn't want to tell the others because he thinks that the other survivors will no longer trust them. He's also the only survivor to call Dusekkar by his real name, Matt, since he knows him personally. Yeah, Dusekkar in real life was also a Roblox employee, same with Shedletsky. But yeah, as for Shedletsky's sin, if it wasn't obvious, he's the creator of the killer 1x1x1x1, Elliot. So Elliot's bio describes him as the best employee at Builder Brothers Pizza, and now in the world of Forsaken, he wants to help in any way he can. And yeah, pretty much all of his abilities are support items. Another known thing about Elliot is that he's always been Employee of the Month at his job, as he would often have to work every job in the pizzeria due to being understaffed, but he never actually minded. Yeah, Elliot is often seen as always putting others over himself, like literally.
That's the type of friend that like you need always in your corner, because they don't got nothing better to do.
Even his health bar is at 80, while many of the other survivors are typically at 100. But now, as for Elliot's past, we know that he's worked at the pizzeria for quite a while, and we also know that he had to suffer through the havoc of Cool Kid hacking work at a pizza place. We know this because when Cool Kid kills Elliot in Forsaken, he says, but yeah, Cool Kid would constantly be destroying work at a pizza place, which made Elliot dislike both Cool Kid and Cool Kid's father, 007 and 7.
Yeah, I know that already. I would have been stunned, but I knew that.
Shown to want to help the other survivors by giving them pizza, but he's much more hesitant towards 007 and 7. But even then, he's still willing to put aside his differences to help him. And so now what's Elliot's sin? Banning Cool Kid, 007 and 7. This is actually one of the saddest lores in Forsaken, Forsaken. If you read his information here, they were previously infamous for their exploits, but he had a change of heart after gaining a son, his son being Cool Kid, only to then lose him after a series of unfortunate events. But yeah, the lore of 7 and 7 is that he used to be a former hacker and exploiter, often causing havoc across Roblox alongside his best friend Noli, and this was prior to Noli finding the Void Star. But yeah, 7 and 7 would be hacking until one day he discovered a baby on his doorstep. This baby was actually Cool Kid. 7 and 7 wanted to be a good father, and so he retired from hacking and took the time to try to be a good dad. Yeah, it's actually—
why didn't he just give the baby to the cops?
kind of sweet that 7 and 7 wears his shirt because Cool Kid likes it and thinks it's funny. Though as Cool Kid would grow up, he did eventually learn about his father's past misdeeds, and so Cool Kid would also cause havoc similar to his father, mainly at the Builder Brothers pizzeria. Yeah, this would eventually get to a point where Elliot would eventually ban both Cool Kid and 7 and 7 from the establishment for life. And then at some point, Cool Kid would go missing. We don't really know what exactly happened, but we do know that Cool Kid is actually 10 years old as of right now, which is a reference to the real life Cool Kid who was exploding in the year 2014. But yeah, with Cool Kid being missing, this caused a lot of distraught to 7 and 7. But now in the world of Forsaken, it's been unveiled that Cool Kid now became this horrifying monster. And when Cool Kid meets his dad, there's a chance that he can say this. Not only that, but when 7 and 7 is the last survivor and Cool Kid is the killer, the song Plead will start playing.
Oh no.
Yeah, and because 7 and 7 is pretty much the father of Cool Kid, he kind of became an outcast with the other survivors as they don't really trust him too much. Again, Elliot, while still kind of angry towards him, will still give pizza to help him. And Shedletsky also shows sympathy for 7 and 7's loss, since they both regretted decisions they've made in the past. But Shedletsky, on the other hand, does choose to stay quiet about this. Now, as for the reason why 7 and 7 is in the world of Forsaken, well, I can't really say because it's against the terms of service on YouTube and Roblox, but you could probably—
wait. Bro, no copyright, dog. Y'all probably couldn't hear that. Should blast some music outside the window, but
can't really say.
What do you mean?
As for the reason why 7 and 7 is in the world of Forsaken, well, I can't really say because it's against the terms of—
if it wasn't against TOS, then I'd have hinted at it a whole lot more in their lore. I don't get it. Why can't you? You're the creator. Oh, he's saying like it's graphic. Okay. So how you gonna tell us the full? But he's fired. What?
of service on YouTube and Roblox, but you could probably get the idea. It's honestly a very tragic story for 7 and 7. Guest 1337. So he's actually based off of the guest from the animation by the YouTuber Oblivious Age.
Yeah. I watched that. A lot of y'all want me to finish it. Let me have you want me to finish in the comments, yeah.
HD from the video The Last
That video
Guest,
hilarious.
where he fights against the Bacon Army. Yet Guest would have a normal life until the death of his parents by the Bacon General. This caused him to have a hatred for the Bacon Heads, but Guest would later on get married and have a kid, and then shortly after join the military to go to war. And here he would fight off the entire Bacon Army. And now in this animation, Guest 1337 did survive, but in the world of Forsaken, he actually ends up sacrificing himself by using the grenade against the Bacon General. This sacrifice is how he ended up in the Forsaken realm. Yeah, Guest 1337 misses his wife and daughter and keeps a picture of them in his pocket. He also deeply regrets leaving them to fend for themselves. And now for whatever reason, the Spectre really does not like Guest 1337. Like, the Spectre gives mostly every survivor some sort of item to defend themselves, but Guest really only has his fist. But yeah, as for his sin, same as 7 and 7.
He's hard though, he's gonna smack somebody.
So Twotime is actually one of the most corrupt survivors in Forsaken. Yeah, they're known as a fragile cultist that holds a terrible secret.
Is that why they always run away? I feel like whenever I'm playing with that character, they're never trying to be around the survivors.
bearing nothing other than a sleek dagger and a manic smile. They're able to earn a second life through risk and sacrifice.
What that mean?
Yeah, that's right. So Twotime is actually in a cult known as Spawn, where they believe in respawning / resurrection. And yeah, Twotime actually had a friend called Azure, and the two of them were actually really great friends. Like, they even have a photo here that says best friends. But then something would happen that would change all this forever. See, at some point, Twotime's beliefs began to grow more and more demented. One day, while Twotime and Azure were alone, Twotime would say, "There's just one more step for us to please our dear Spawn. For us to see the second life finally brought to fruition. Spawn will be eternally pleased at our devotion." And it is here where Twotime would take out a dagger and betray Azure. Now again, why did Twotime do this? Well, in hopes to receive a second life. See, at first Twotime is regretful of their actions, but in Miles...
So, okay, so it's they. Okay, cool. But how in the world... So he killed his wife to get a second life? But that's your other half, twin. So if you killed the other half of you, you really don't... I don't know.
Stone 4, you'll see the full version of the picture seen in the pocket of Twotime's shirt. It's the best friends picture, but this time Azure is X'd out with text saying "Glory to the Spawn," meaning that at this point Twotime has lost it and is devoted everything to the Spawn.
That's what happened when you live too long, bro. He done did everything with that for a long period of time. Now he ready to move on to something else. He got bored.
Now, even then, there are little glimpses of Twotime feeling bad for their actions. Like in the Nightshade milestone skin, it states, "It's not that I can't remember, it's that I don't want to remember."
Why
and
would
even
you?
in all of Twotime's abilities, you'll notice Azure in every single one of his icons. Now, another thing about Twotime is that he literally has an ability to revive, but this only further enhances Twotime's belief.
You just switch from they, them to he. Okay.
That the Spawn cult is actually real. What he doesn't know is that his respawn ability is actually illegitimate and was given by the Spectre to feed them further into their false belief.
Wow.
Yeah, Twotime is just completely unaware of their second life being illegitimate. He still strongly believes in the cult, as he's often telling others about it. And what's also creepy is that after he respawns, he actually keeps a smile and doesn't frown until he finally dies. And now as for Azure, he more than likely will be a future killer, as he probably has a lot of hatred towards Twotime. Now, what is Twotime's sin? Betraying his best friend. But another magic user in the survivors group is Dusekkar. So not much is known about Dusekkar aside from his real name being Matt Dusekkar because of Shedletsky. He is often seen rhyming a lot and can be somewhat competitive with Cerulean, an upcoming survivor to Forsaken. As for his sin, we don't really know yet. Tooff. So Tooff is an interesting survivor. He's actually mute and communicates using hand signals. Like, even all his chat messages to the other survivors are just emojis. But yeah, he sees himself as Builderman's right-hand man, as he's actually a demolitionist who used to blow up and destroy the houses of terminated users at the will of Builderman. But now there were a lot of Robloxians who protested against the act of destroying these homes due to accidental terminations. Yep, been there before, Roblox. And this did lead to demolitionists being hunted down by the angry protesters, and due to this, Tooff would lock himself in his home with traps in case any protesters comes wanting vengeance. Yeah, like Tooff even knows some of the survivors because, unbeknownst to them, he actually was responsible for blowing up their homes when they mysteriously vanished. As for where Tooff's name comes from, it's actually short for epitaph, which is a funeral oration, which is a short text that's written over a gravestone. Kind of morbid and dark. But yeah, as for what Tooff's sin is, he did something really bad to Cerulean. Like, really, really bad. Cerulean also hates all the other admins because of this thing that he did. Chance. So Chance is a well-known gambler. He's got a coin that gives him either buffs or debuffs. He typically has a smirk when he's over 50% health and a nervous expression when below 50 health. And now as for his lore, he actually used to be friends with iTrap, one of the people that hacked Roblox back in 2012. But in the Forsaken lore, iTrap actually helped free some wanted convicted criminals. And now after the 2012 incident, the friends again would get arrested, but iTrapped was not suspected. And so iTrapped decided he wanted to free his friends again, as they were all arrested in the Badlands. So he met Chance, as Chance's family is rumored to hold the key to the Badlands. And now Chance, thinking that iTrapped actually cared for his friendship, would become close with iTrapped, despite iTrapped only seeing him as a pawn. See, iTrapped would try to kill Chance through many death games. And now why would Chance play these games? Well, again, he likes gambling. And now due to Chance's luck, he would always come out of these games alive. But one day after Chance won one of these death games, still thinking that iTrapped was his close friend, Chance was about to boast about winning when suddenly iTrapped stopped him. The two would disappear that night. Chance would then find himself in the world of Forsaken, with the last memory seeing of iTrapped's hand becoming corrupt. So iTrapped himself might be another killer in the future. As for Chance's sin, well, it was the death games. So yeah, all these survivors have all committed some sort of sin to get themselves sent into Forsaken. A lot of them often having to anger the killers in this game. Yeah, I didn't really talk much about the lore of the killers themselves, so if you want another video on that, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye. What is the lore of the survivors?
Well, that was the lore of all the survivors. I mean, it makes sense to me. I think I'm getting a deeper understanding of everything. Everybody just hating on each other. There's no real love. Don't show nothing to give love, just hate. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's really what it is. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and more content soon, bro. I don't know.